That's what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Yesterday while I was on the air doing a Tim Black at Night show, I was unaware that while I was doing the show, we had already launched missiles into Syria. I didn't think we'd be that stupid again, where we would go into a situation without having full intelligence, without knowing what the hell we're doing, all under the rules of manipulating the masses, telling them that we're doing it for the greater good. But I was wrong. I thought we got smarter. Obviously, we didn't get any smarter. What we got was played again. Played again because our president made the same choices other presidents have made in similar situations, which is to think about America's pocket before thinking about integrity, ethics, humanity, human rights, international law. You name it, we threw it against the wall. So we struck 50, 60 Tomahawk missiles at an oil strip or the airplane. And there's some bad things that happen as we result of that besides the loss of life. We put ourselves in direct conflict with Russia. I don't know how that's going to turn out. But more than that, we probably got ourselves fully engaged again in a problem that we helped create. Because make no mistake about it, I believe that if we never would have went into Iraq, all of the destabilization that we've seen across the Middle East probably wouldn't have occurred. I sent you guys a very important video from Lee Camp that he did about a year ago, which showed all the places that we had unilaterally bombed. It was a lot of places. I didn't know we hit all those places. I know about Somalia. I know about Yemen, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, but there's more. This is what we do, guys. We drop bombs on people. I was a little disappointed in some people who even independent media. Some independent media folks are kind of disappointing me because their attitude is that, hey, we just need a strategy. At least you could do is have a strategy. Please have a strategy. That's why they're condemning it, because the strategy, the strategy is to stay the hell out. That's the strategy. And don't begin to tell me that you think that the same president who did not want to let Syrian refugees come here is the same president now all heartbroken because there's dead Syrians. No, that's why they wanted to come here. Not everybody's looking for the H-1B visa. Some people are fleeing oppression. But no. Trump just got a big heart, Tim Black. He's got a big heart. Right. Okay. In 2013, Trump criticized Obama for even thinking about doing what he just did yesterday. But now you make excuses because now it's your guy. There are some independent media folks that I do take heart with that make me feel great. I'm talking fantastic because they see through the BS. And they condemned it from the beginning, when they first heard about it, to when it actually happened, and they kept on condemning it today. So to those people, you know who you are. I tell you, it's situations like this, when the mainstream media is screaming the loudest, saying the wrong things, creating a false narrative. This is when independent media is needed the most. And what's beautiful about it, even though it's painful and horrible, horrific, devastating, disgusting, pathological BS bull, warmongering, barbaric bastards, even though we're dealing with that, we now get to see one more time what people are made of, what they're really about, what they really want, what their real intentions are, who really drives them. We get to see, because see, this is safe land right now. That safe land is where you go, well, Trump should have got approval, but at least now if he puts a strategy in place, it's okay. See, that's that safe land you're going to see people playing in, because that's the safe soapbox. Because see, these people are hoping that they can take what they're doing right now and parlay it into something on the cable network. Maybe they'll get to TV and sit next to Bill O'Reilly or sit next to Joy Reid. See, this is a little safe spot right now. So what all I want you to do is while you're looking at the travesty, right? While you're watching this crap unfold, I want you to pay attention. Pay attention. Know who is saying what. Know what's driving them and what their politics really is. Tulsi Gabbard came out very strong today on it. She's been unwavering in her position that we need to get the hell out, that we need to offer aid, that we need to help refugees, but we do not need to show military force. Bernie Sanders condemned it too, but he stopped a little short. He didn't condemn the airstrikes. Not totally. But, yeah, he should have. There is no excuse for this. None. And I understand, yeah, there's a lot of Americans, they're freaking out, man. I get it. You're pissed off. You're hurt. You're like, these children have been hurt. But see, we don't know who caused it. And even if Assad, even if he did it, based on the rule book, that doesn't authorize us to use force. If he broke the convention, if he used the chemical weapons, there is no list in these bylaws. There's no list that the response could be kinetic, meaning it doesn't mean that you can respond with military force. We got away with it in Iraq because we said we were doing it, or we got away with it earlier in Syria because we said we were doing it because we were protecting Iraq. We were fighting for Iraqis, which we were already engaged in. This is totally different. It's going to be a very interesting next few days. Probably while I'm on the air tonight, there'll probably be another airstrike because that's how we get down. So right now, they're trying to figure out if the strike was even legal. I don't think it was legal. Check out the New York Times. They're talking about it. So while you sit around and we bicker amongst ourselves about why Trump did it, why did he cave to the deep state, the fact of the matter is he caved to the deep state. And actually, I don't know if he caved or if he just went along. And I don't know if Steve Bannon left because he didn't like it. Maybe there was these discussions leading up to this. Maybe. I don't know. But I know who's smiling real nice right now. We talking big Kool-Aid grin. Both cheeks touching his eyeballs. Raytheon, the maker of the Tomahawk. Oh, they're smiling. Do you know how much one Tomahawk missile cost? Over $1 million. Yeah. The only people that stand to win from this are our weapons dealers, are our weapons makers. That's who stands to win from this. And I still got to ask everyone because I'm still trying to figure it out. If Assad is fighting ISIS, right? That's who he's fighting, right? In Syria. If the Syrian government's fighting ISIS, and we're fighting the Syrian government, aren't we helping ISIS? I mean, is that, I don't know. That's the way I see it. I mean, is there another way I'm supposed to see this? Isn't that how we got in this situation before? Isn't that what got us here? And of course, right on time, never late. She came out of the woods just in time to jump on TV an hour before we launched missiles and said, let's launch missiles. I don't want to hear any more talk about how, we need to get a woman in here because a woman's going to have a different mentality. No, this woman being Hillary Clinton, does not have a different mentality than John McCain. They're the same thing. Only thing separates them are body parts. They're the same because the mentality is warmonger, war machine. That's all they are. McCain talking about no-fly zones and safe zones and all this crap that means our military is going to have to be there to protect it. These neocons got to go. But it was right on time. That's what they do. Nearly 6 Tomahawk cruise missiles were launched at military bases in Syria from U.S. warships in the Mediterranean Sea. And people are smiling, going, all right, man, Trump done turned on the money machine again. That's what I'm talking about. This is what we've been missing. Obama bombed continuously for 8 years. And now we're continuing it. It's as powerless as we feel as people with reason and sense. And don't get it wrong, there are some Trump supporters who are like, hey, this doesn't make America great again. What you don't get is this makes certain Americans, wealthy again. Because that's all it's ever been about is money. If we cared about people dying, we'd be in sub-Saharan Africa somewhere, helping kids starving, kids running from genocide. That's what we'd be doing. We'd be fighting famine if we really cared about death of innocent people. But we don't. And the fact that you keep buying that makes me feel like, one, I'm not doing a good enough job of reaching you. When I say I don't just mean me specifically. I mean independent media is not doing a good enough job, a strong enough job. We're not putting all our troops to bear. We're not using everything we got, because if you still think, you still believe in your heart somewhere that we do these things, that we drop bombs on countries because we are humanitarians, if you still believe that, man, we got so much more work to do. It's not why we do it. It's the other way. You know, the other way. This. And until you get that, you'll never understand all the other crap we have going on in this country. Because the same people that think wrong-headedly that we're in Syria because we care about people totally missed that we just bombed a hospital a couple weeks ago and killed 200 people. Totally miss all the bodies we've laid, that we've created, all the dead bodies we've created in this fight against terror, all the collateral damage. But you're the same people who think that when they say we can't have health care because it costs too much, you believe that too. And when they tell you we can't legalize marijuana because people go kooky, you believe that too. And when we tell you that 40% of this city is unemployed, or 30% of Americans live under poverty, and they tell you it's because these people don't want to work, you believe that too. You get it? It's a running narrative. You keep believing the wrong people. And that's why I got this picture up right now. I got this picture up not just because I'm pissed, because I am. Because there's no way a person with 2,000 videos should make $10. That's not even a penny per video. That's what I've been reduced to, but it's not just about me. The bigger picture is this. They don't want you hearing what I'm telling you. And they think that they can take away our way, not just my way, but our way to communicate, our way to give information. And I'm talking about all of independent media. They think that they can take away our way to make money, that we'll stop and we'll shut up and we'll let them go unchecked and be able to spew this garbage on CNN. That Aaron Burnett will be able to sit up there and lie. That Brian Williams can sit up there and make comments like, it was beautiful. Our bombs are beautiful. This is a thing of beauty. And that someone like Tim Black won't call him a steaming pile of dog shit, which he is, with the gift and ability of speech. They want to stop you from knowing anything because people who are uninformed and uneducated are easy to what? To lie to trick, to herd like sheep. So once again, it's not going to stop me because I got you, and it's not going to stop me because I do this because it needs to be done. Syria is not, there's no win in this. There's no win. Make people stop doing bad things. It's not a reason to go to war. You have to have a result. Be better, act better. It's not, that doesn't work. Just be better. BS. And if you know what, the reason why I think they pulled the trigger so quickly, and this is just my thoughts. As a matter of fact, everything I talked about was just my thoughts, except the actual facts that we launched the missiles, that we did not go with congressional approval, that the number of missiles we launched. A lot of this is just my opinion, but I'll tell you this. I think they wanted to hurry up and rush and go because they knew we'd find out. If they launched a real investigation, they'd find out that it wasn't Assad. But why wait around for the wrong answer to come back? When there's money to be made, baby. We can make some money. We can seize the oil. There's a reason why we keep going to the Middle East. And it's not because we like the way their women dress. You understand what I'm saying? It's money. That's it. It's oil, crude. That's it, man. This people catching hell all over this globe. We could care less as a country. It's going to be an interesting show tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I got papers printed out. I don't want to read from these papers. All I want you to do is call up, give your thoughts. I want people to chime in on what they think. You know what I think. I think if you want to be humanitarian, you can start here in this country. I think if we stop messing with the Middle East, we stop creating refugees. That's what I think. But like I said last night, nobody's calling up Tim Black going, hey, Tim Black, hold on. Hey, guys, let's bomb them. But before we bomb them, I got one call I got to make. Yeah, let's call the American people up, see what they think first, because, you know, it's kind of like their country, not ours. I mean, it's kind of like not a thing we own. We should kind of like get consensus of the public. They're not doing that. No one asked me what I thought. No one asked you what you thought. But you are still, it's still legal for you to have your own thoughts. Let's not let them be totally assembled, informed by the BS propaganda from corporate media, from their paid sponsors, or from the pundits who are looking for a better seat at the table. Because that's all they're looking for. That's it. The phone number tonight and every night until they change it is 319-527-6212. 319-527-6212. You call up on Freedom Friday and you get to spout off. You get to say what's on your mind. I give everybody 3 minutes, at least 3 minutes. Sometimes we go a little over 3 minutes, but we try to keep it tight to make sure all the callers get in. The only thing that's not allowed is hate speech. This is your show. This is a show for the people. This is where you get to talk to as many people that will listen to this show, whether it be on YouTube or Periscope or iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or Blog Talk Radio. Hopefully we'll start some conversations and we'll learn something. I appreciate you being here. Let's go to the phone. My first call is a 607 number. 607, how you doing?
Hey, Tim.
What's going on?
All right, this is Victor.
Victor, what's up, Victor Tiffany from
Um,
Bernie or Bust? Give it up for my guy, Victor Tiffany, Bernie or Bust. That's the co-founder of Bernie or Bust, my friend Victor Tiffany, who I had the privilege of working with Victor in Philly.
long before there was Bernie, I went to grad school with him to study about war and peace.
You breaking up a little bit. You breaking up a little bit.
Anger. This bombing last night was illegal. It was unconstitutional. It was dangerous because it provides possibilities for blowback.
Vic.
Trump is either an empty
Victor.
vessel that he's being filled with neoconservative political
Victor.
ideas, or
Victor.
yeah.
You're really breaking up, brother. Do you have your radio on? I mean, your computer on or something?
I have a Is that any better?
Yes, it sounds really bad.
How about this?
That sounds much better, brother. There you go.
All right. So my 3 minutes start now?
Yeah, you can go now, Vic. Go ahead. No problem.
This bombing was illegal and unconstitutional as well as dangerous because of the blowback, not just from private groups, but from states. We have troops in Syria. So Trump is either an empty vessel, he's being filled with neoconservative, Clinton-aligned ideas, or more cynically, he's killing people just to get the mainstream media off his back regarding this Russia connection they're using to basically undermine even Bernie or Bust or anyone who opposed Hillary Clinton at this point. Bombing violates his own inaugural address, his own words, right? He said he's going to leave nations alone. So you mentioned Bernie Sanders' position on this. I wanted to point out we've always been to his left on foreign policy. Mm-hmm. Regarding the use of force, the United States is a world's policeman. We're enforcing what we want. We're the judge of what we want. We're the jury. We're the prison guard. We've become the executioner. We're kind of a form of world government. And you mentioned the military-industrial complex. They are a key component of the deep state, not the only component, but they're definitely going to have things go their way, regardless of who's in power to a certain extent. Who would have thought that the 2016 election result would have led to Donald Trump becoming Hillary Clinton's manservant? It's astonishing. So we're a world empire, and like every other world empire before us, or various kinds of empire, regional empires, we're programmed to think of others, the people who are dying out there, as not quite worthy of life. It's a demarcation, it's a propaganda of us and them that dehumanizes them, and it's just going to continue until people realize what we're doing is logically it opens the door for blowback, and it's difficult to actually read why Trump did this, but it's dangerous and it's stupid, and it's pretty much what I expected from the guy. Thanks for having this. I was going to ask you about your Twitter address, but I'll save that for a lighter night.
You got it, brother. Thank you, Victor, man. I appreciate you. Make a lot of sense as always. And I know we've been talking about you calling up for a while, man. I'm glad to have you back. Give it up for Victor Tiffany, guys. Find Victor. He's got a Facebook.
It's good to be back.
Thank you, brother. How do people contact you?
On our Facebook page, Citizens Against Plutocracy. You can find us there, or People Against Plutocracy, and you can just leave us a message, and we'll get back with you. We're looking, if I can do real quick, we're looking for help in a YouTube channel. If anybody knows video editing or can help collaborate in some way, we'd appreciate that.
Gotcha. I love it, man. There it is, man. Thank you, Victor. Okay, Victor's call sounded a little broken up, man. I'm hoping that was just Victor's actual phone, or if he was using, I know he uses a Bluetooth device, man. He did in Philly. So I'm hoping that's what it is. Let me go to the next call, guys. Thank you for holding on. 509, you're live with Tim Black, Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Hey, Tim, it's Broken Carpenter out in Yakima.
Broken Carpenter, my brother in the house. That's my guy.
Hey, man, I got to double up on a lot of the stuff that you and Victor laid down because I'm in total agreement, man. I mean, we've become sort of like this Spartan Klingon type warmongering country, man. And we're just like everybody's mercenaries. The Saudis and the Israelis are overjoyed that we're bombing Syria because they both don't like Syria, and they don't like to have any balance in the Middle East. Raytheon stocks go up. We're just, it's like, I'll tell you, Tim, I watched, there was like this quick thing of just presidents shooting missiles off. And it was just like a memory lane for me. And remember in 2003, and, we've had anti-war movements. There have been lots of people who have been anti-war through this whole thing, through every president, Democrat, Republican, didn't matter. We were, and people like the Quakers, they were always out in the streets with us. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that have been against the war forever. And, and the thing is, they call us this idea that we have an all volunteer service now. That's BS. We have a draft. It's just an economic and educational draft. They take poor kids. They take kids that can't afford college, but could be in college. They take everybody they can from the below, in the lowest classes they can get away with without it sort of rumbling up into the upper classes, and somebody possibly having a relative that's over there or something.
Right.
It's infuriating, man. And Tulsi's been great. Tulsi, thumbs up to her. I mean, I'm rambling, brother. I'm pretty ticked off about this whole thing, man. And I just, it infuriates me. Right now, haven't found a way in town here to get it out of my system yet. But I'll find a way besides just doing my ghosting on the corner where I can stand with the sign like the crazy Jesus dude, but I stand on the corner with whatever sign I want to hold. So, anyhow, hey, brother, I'm glad that the word is getting out and people are learning about Patreon and stuff and supporting the media. We need it. I mean, this is the exact time that, all of a sudden YouTube stops, monetizing things, and all of a sudden we got a new war. It's exactly what we needed.
Right.
So, hey, you keep doing you, Tim. We love you, and I'll talk to you again, man.
Man, thank you so much, Broken Carpenter. Spot on as always, man. I appreciate you just telling it like it is. That's what we do here. We just tell it like it is. I don't know what's up with my Periscope. I look really bright, guys. What's up, Periscope people? How y'all doing, man? Ladies and gentlemen, up in Periscope, my crew, Tim Black's Wolfpack up there. I appreciate you, Broken Carpenter, man. I do. Let me go to 11111. How you doing? You're live on Freedom Friday.
Tim Black, this is your buddy Tom Masali from Lansing, Michigan.
What's up, Tom? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing real well, man. Just a little concerned with this Syrian Tomahawk missile strike. I don't know if you heard this, but they launched 59 missiles and only 29 hit the target. So there's 30 missiles unaccounted for, apparently. Didn't do a lot of damage.
Right.
But what Trump did was a unilateral strike without consulting Congress, without consulting the UN.
Right.
So in essence, that is, by definition, a war crime.
There you go.
Because he invaded somebody else's airspace, he bombed somebody else's country without any authorization whatsoever. He just went with his gut feeling. He was like, all right, I'm going to bomb Syria. It just seems like same old crap that we had with Obama the droner in chief,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, the establishment corrupts absolutely, is my opinion. The establishment, DC, Wall Street, pharmaceutical crap keeps on going on, and nobody ever changes anything because the system will grind you into what it wants. And that's my 2 cents. Want to say one love to the Wolfpack and one love to Tim Black and H.A. Goodman. Have a good night.
Man, thank you, Tom, man. I appreciate you. From Lansing, Michigan, man, Tom Sully, man. That's, look, very interesting what he just said. Now, not only about the missiles that missed, we don't know where they went. They went somewhere. You know, you shoot a bullet, it comes down somewhere. Maybe it goes into a side of a building, maybe it goes into a tree, but it goes somewhere, right? But what he said about what the establishment does to people, I think he's right about that. You know, I think he's right about that. Think about that. And it's not just 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue or Capitol Hill either. It's any establishment. It grinds you. It breaks you down and it reforms you into the shape of its own image. It re-engineers you. And it could be pharmaceuticals. It could be the fossil fuel industry. It could even be media, right? You know, it could be media. So think about that, you know. And I know I hit the corporate media people really hard. I hit the Chris Hayeses, the Chris Matthewses, you know. I hit these folks really hard. Keith Olbermans, all of them. Wolf Blitzer, Gladys and Blooper. I hit them all hard. But here's the thing. At one time, they probably had different ideas. They get in, they want to break some stories, man. And that establishment, it's like body snatchers. It comes and it gets you. It comes and gets you. It takes you, you know, in your sleep. It gets into your bloodstream and starts attacking your nervous system. And it's sort of like a gun to your head. It's like, you're going to do what we want you to do or we kill your career. Because once the word goes out, the word is out. Real quick, there was a journalist in Baltimore, I think it was Baltimore, who the world had, I guess the media business had spit him out. He was like an anchor for some news channel. And he freaked out. He came back, he shot another anchor, he shot a camera guy, killed her. Killed her live while she was reporting. And I always wondered, like, what's wrong with this guy? This guy could have started a YouTube channel. This guy could have started his own blog. It's all these things he could have done, but instead of doing any of those things, he said, forget it. I'm telling you, similar to Dave Chappelle going to Africa, there are a lot of people in a lot of industries who wish they could just go to Africa and get away from it all and then come back and rise like the phoenix. But a lot of people don't take that chance. I'm telling you, Tom is on to something when he says the establishment gets you and it makes you into something else. And I don't know if that's the case here with Trump. Trump could have just been saying stuff to get elected. I don't know what's in his heart. But I believe it's something to what Tom says. So give it up for Tom one more time. Give it up for him. Speaking that truth up in here. We'll go to the next call, though. That's what we're going to do. I got a 412 number in the house. Hey, 412, you're live on Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Hey, Tim. This is Uli calling from Pennsylvania.
Uli.
Thank you.
My friend.
I wanna throw in my 2 cents worth to this discussion here, to this conversation. I'm watching all these events unfolding, and I can't help but think my whole life I was asking the older generations in Germany, how could you let that happen? You know, you get educated about what went on in your grandparents' days, and where were you? What were you doing? And you know what? Most people, they were exactly just like people are today. They were busy feeding their families, living their lives, and the establishment gets each and every one of us. It starts up top and it trickles all the way down. There's a way for these people, and they're always the same people. They've been the same people for centuries, millennia, you know, and they got a grip of every one of us. Now, we have an advantage that the people 75 years ago didn't have. Look at us now. Here we are communicating across states and countries. They didn't have that. There was one radio or two radios in the entire community where my grandparents lived. You know, and these people huddled in the little town pub and, you know, huddled around that radio twice a week. And look at us. Look at the advantage we have. So it's one thing, you know, for you to do, for anybody, Abby Martin the other day, there are reporters that have been there, real journalists, with the feet in the dirt and on the ground. I can't imagine that girl traveled to Palestine. But we have this opportunity, and it's scary for each and every one of us, you know, because every day, any day, somebody can come up. You know, what are you doing here? Well, you're drilling a well in your yard. You can't do that. And next thing, they're going after everything you have, you know, and still, little by little, for us to be here listening to you, Tim, and the people you bring on the show and others, Lee Camp, we get that right information, and it is our job to throw it out there. I don't think I'm supposed to be talking politics where I work. I really don't think I'm technically supposed to. But if I see a window, if I see a person, if I just see a glimpse of interest in that person's eye, I grab it. I say, hey, do you ever listen to Tim Black? Who? You know, Tim Black, or so-and-so, so-and-so. I throw these names out, and I write it down. And you go to those channels, you inform yourself, because only informed people can help us. And there are going to be people that can't be informed and don't want to be informed, and we have to let them go. You know, yes. I mean, this ain't going to be easy. These people ain't just going to roll over. Oh, what? You mind? Oh, we didn't think you know, we didn't think you cared. You know, no, they're not just going to go away. You know, we got to unite. Old, young, whatever, it doesn't matter. Do I care whom you sleep with? No, I do not. Who gives a damn? You know, no matter who we are, the people that are willing to put themselves out there, no matter where they are, band together. They're about to criminalize that. You know, we are in the process where we won't be able to talk like this much longer. I don't think so. They're going to criminalize it. It's going to be hate speech. And when you go out to protest, it's going to be terrorism. We got to be set up for that. And we got to know that there are people on our sides. Okay, I'm done. I think that's got to be 3 minutes.
I love you, Uli. I do. Oh, wow. Amazing.
I love you too, Tim.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You give me hope. All of you out there. Keep fighting.
You too, sister. It's reciprocal. Believe that. Someone said to me the other day, they said, my friend said, Tim, this is really bad, man. This is only really affecting news and politics people. Why don't you just do other types of videos, man? Why don't you just do some, start doing movie reviews. Do shows, just do movie reviews. You're a show host, man. You're funny, you're interesting, you're charismatic. Do show hosting, man. There's nothing important about that. That doesn't change anything. I like movies when I get a chance to watch them, but talking about the new Star Wars movie not changing the world, man. Don't wake anybody up talking about that. But what Uli said when she said that look at the context, the historical context Uli just brought to this conversation is fantastic. Where were you when they did this? They didn't have a freaking internet. They didn't have access. People busy working. You're right. Same thing happening now, too. People are busy working. But see, we have the ability to interrupt them for a minute to get their attention. to what? To bring them out of the darkness. I love it, Uli. Much props to you for bringing that up. Let's go to the next call. 205, you're on live with Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Hey, Tim. It's Stephanie from Tennessee.
Stephanie in the house. Chateau Ruby. Chateau.
What did I say? What did I say before? You see what's happening? You see what's happening. I see what's happening. Okay, I'm not happy about this, but I feel vindicated. When I was saying that there's something funny going on with, like, Clinton and Trump, she calls for that retaliation. 4 hours later, Trump launches those tomahawks. That is weird. This whole thing stinks, like yesterday's diapers. But yeah, it's there's something weird going on. I don't know if you've seen, like, I've been paying attention to, like, the feeds of different things on Twitter, and I feel so good because it's like, I'm not crazy. That wasn't a crazy idea that he may have not intended to win, and he's trying to get out of this now because he launched that stuff without, like, completely recklessly. So either the CIA tricked him into doing it, the intel tricked him into doing it, or he knows that he's doing something illegal, and then they're going to impeach him for it later. And he's going to cry, oh, establishment, so he still gets to keep his businesses and everything. But, like, it all, Tim, I don't know. Do I sound crazy right now? Because I don't think it's Louis Mitch level, but, like,
Wow.
I've been saying it since he won. I was like, he looks like he did not intend to win. He looks terrified.
Wow.
And he's trying to put up a front, and he's an actor, so he can do it. But it's like, it was just written all over his face.
Wow.
You there, Tim?
Yeah. I'm just like, I hadn't even considered that. Actually, I didn't kind of brought into the mind state that maybe Trump is now up for the, he wants to do the job. But this would be one way to get out, I guess, if he wanted to throw himself on his own sword, so to speak, and make it look like he was just trying to help the kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just kind of seems to be falling into place, like, too easily. Like, I look at, several moves ahead. It's like, what is going to happen now that he's done this? He did not wait for the evidence. Why didn't he wait for the evidence? Because he either knew that it wasn't Assad or somebody tricked him into doing it. Because, if it was Assad, he still did something. He could just be an idiot, but, he won the presidency, so I don't think he's an idiot. He's got to have, some competence. You'd have to be, really, really short-sighted, really emotional and unstable, and then maybe he needs to be impeached if that's the case. But, it just, he doesn't seem like a complete idiot to me. He seems a little crazy, a little off. So, your uncle at a party who's, kind of the racist uncle, not totally crazy, just kind of he's embarrassing. But, one of HA's commenters, when I was on his page, I was saying, I don't like Hillary or Trump, and I think HA's right on everything except for that Trump is not going to get impeached. He is going to get impeached, and he is just recklessly doing everything. He doesn't even care. Everything he's been doing is who cares? Who does that when they're president? It's like he doesn't care if he gets impeached or not. But, the things that make me suspicious about it is that if the CIA has been bullying him, because a lot of people are like, oh, he got pressured into it, why isn't he taking up the offer from, Julian Assange or Edward Snowden or any of the other WikiLeaks teams or even these hacktivists who are like, hey, we'll help you. We know how to, prove these people are spying on you and stuff. He's just completely, snubbing them. So it's like he doesn't want the help, even though he's supposedly in conflict with the CIA. So there's something weird about that. Then he lets Hillary Clinton off the hook. Everybody knows there's something shady going on with her. He was saying it, and then he's like, oh, never mind. It's fine. Now that I've won, she's not going to do anything else scheming, right? She's just going to suddenly stop being, a total psychopath. And then when he started picking the board members, they're all people that the establishment wanted. So it's he's just putting everything back into place and then getting Pence as the vice president. At first it was maybe that's insurance so he doesn't get impeached, but it's exactly the kind of person that if Hillary were to run up against that person, she'd have a chance of beating him because he's so boring and establishment and gross, if she had a shot at it. So it's it depends on if she runs again. I don't know, but there's something weird going on because everything's falling back into place exactly as the deep state wanted it. Trump is not doing anything anti-establishment. He's not stopping the deep state at all. He's just, even his own supporters, I've seen them on Twitter, they're like, we're done. There's something not right about this because, like, who does that without waiting for evidence? It's just like, oh, you say Assad did it? Okay, launch the tomahawks. Like,
it's ridiculous.
You'll see, Tim. There's something totally weird going on with this. But
wow.
That's it.
Well, look, Stephanie, thank you for that call, and you gave me something to think about. I kind of let that go, I kind of got off that track a little bit, just because, I don't know, maybe you're right. Maybe he's been doing some good acting up to this point, and he's like, okay, me and Melania just want to go home now. I think our businesses will take a nice, get a nice bounce from it. Being president was cool. You're cool. F you. You're all right. And I don't know. Is that what's going on? Look, I don't know the answer, but it's interesting to have a conversation, isn't it? Let's go to the next call. Let me bounce back up. Let me see what my friend Mystical Carter's got going on over here. What's up, Mystical Carter?
What up, Tim?
How you doing, brother?
I'm gonna be real good after. Matter of fact, let me start this off right. Good afternoon. My name is Mystical Carter. I'm sitting at the fireplace enjoying a nice cold adult beverage, listening to Tim Black. Tim Black at night because we can.
Oh man, I tell you, man. Hey, look, we both need an adult beverage after what we've been witnessing, man. This is crazy, bro.
Man, I swear, man. I don't know where to start with this one because I want to, and I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yeah.
If I was to get within 2 arms length of Donald Trump right now after this foolery, I smack the piss out. What the hell are you doing, Donald? What are you doing, bro? You talk all that smack about leaving other countries alone.
Yep.
You didn't want to let the refugees in. Didn't want to give them no kind of help. Send them nowhere else. And then you drop a bomb on them. What are you doing, bro? Like, no.
Wow.
Wow. Dude, this thing, I agree with your last couple callers. It's so much fishy stuff going on, and it's like distraction. Okay, slide in this bill.
No doubt.
Distraction. Okay, slide in another bill. Like, we might wake up tomorrow and it might be illegal to chew gum or some shit. Like,
it's possible.
That's the way some of this mess feels. Like, all right, what else is going on? Because that made no logical sense whatsoever. No. Like, dude, like,
right.
International war crime, all kinds of foolery. Like, I called it in the primaries. I'm like, y'all gonna let this fool talk us into a worldwide war for no reason at all? And it's Fox News and them up there salivating, like, yeah. It's really Obama's fault, but that's okay because we get to clean it up. Yep. Yes, Clarice, yes. And it's like, if y'all don't sit the hell down somewhere and shut up, don't encourage this fool.
They got what they wanted.
Nobody needs to do that. Huh?
They got what they wanted, man. That's what they want. They want a war hawk. Republicans want that guy.
They're going to mess around for real, and for real, they're going to mess around in the entire Eastern Hemisphere. It's going to be so pissed at us for always messing with poor folks. They all going to team up on us one day. I can see that clear as a bell. We're going to mess with so many nations over there. They're going to be like, you know what? We all got one common denominator in all these equations, and it's them.
True.
And then we really are going to have a national security issue because we're spread too thin and we're doing stupid stuff. But with our military, I mean, for real.
Yeah.
Leave people alone, man.
Always.
Them people trying to get clean water and y'all over there dropping tomahawks on them. Just like you said, you know how much a tomahawk missile costs, bro? Can you imagine our taxes after all this foolishness? We ain't even got through 6 months. We ain't even got through 6 months of his mess yet.
Nope.
We ain't 6. Are we 3 months in? 3 months in?
3 months. Yeah, a little over 100 days, like 120 days maybe. 4
And
months.
millions just in travel and security. Now you just launching missiles for no reason at all. Dude, somebody just snatch his toupee off for me. Just somebody.
It's horrible, brother.
That'll make me feel better, at least.
Well, look, brother, I appreciate the call, Mystical Man. You're right. This is crazy talk. It's what he wanted to do. And I tell you, Republicans are happy now. Republicans are very happy right now, Mystical. They're sitting back because this is the type of guy they want. This is what they always like. And see, this is the thing. Many of the Trump supporters, I keep telling people, a lot of Trump supporters, they didn't vote for this. This is not what they wanted. They were sold on that other stuff he was talking about. You know, put America first. Make America great again. They don't want this. So, but here's the other thing. There are a lot of Democrats who are really Republicans. Really? Like, really? That's really, they're like Republican warmonger Republicans. So you got Republicans who are just conservative, who don't really want war, who just want the government to stay out their business and get less taxes and, you know, stuff like that. Then you got, like, these Democrats who are really neocons, right, neoliberals who really what they want is war. That's the Hillary Clinton ilk, you know? Neera Tanden, oh, Hillary, the great warmonger, you know, these people. And Nikki Haley sounds just like him. Oh, Nikki Haley talking about Assad. Well, what we do now is depending on what he does. What? No, what we should have done should have been depending on what he did. But first you got to find out if he actually did anything, Nikki. See, that's the foolishness that we deal with these people. And unfortunately, like I said in the opening, I don't think we have not reached enough people to educate them. You know, because they actually believe this garbage, like this is a good thing. They think, oh, we're standing up. Trump had to do it because of the poor babies. The poor babies. We got babies in Flint dying. We got babies all over this country dying. He tried to do something to help them. Why not do that? And I still don't believe, like I said, that Assad did this. For Assad to basically be winning the war, finally, it's a 7-year war, and he's winning. He's in the home stretch, and he goes and does the thing that causes him to receive 60 tomahawks. That's stupid. It's incredibly stupid. And I thought back in 2015, when he handed over all his bombs, all his chemical weapons, he handed them over. People came and inspected and said, all good here, everything's fine. Now suddenly, the next day, we're saying, no, he must have had them. I thought you just said he didn't have them. This is where we're at, guys. Fun times. I'm going to go to 773. Oh, I'm sorry. 323. 323. Did you have a comment? Did I speak to you yet?
Me?
Yes. Who's this?
Hey, it's Ellie from Twitter.
Hey, Ellie, how you doing? I'm sorry, I missed your number. Give it up for Ellie from Twitter, y'all.
You don't know my number. This is the first time I've called in.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
Well, look, we're excited to have you. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah. I have so much on my mind. Like, this week has been a whirlwind. Oh, my gosh. I've been keeping track all week. I'm spending 5 hours a day watching your videos and HA's videos and TYT politics. Is just like a constant. Everything is going into motion and getting ready to build up to the war. And it just makes me so crazy because it's just like Iraq. It's just the same. And I got the same feeling when I was reading on Twitter about the Syria strikes at work in the middle of the break room that I had when I was a teenager looking at the TV at Shock and Awe.
Yep. Like
the Shock and Awe campaign. It is the same thing to me. And the way they reacted to that is the same thing they're reacting now. And now it's kind of flipping. I've noticed that a lot of Democrats who were part of the resistance are, resistance is futile now because now they have to back up their rhetoric with, backing up his whole administration because they're doing exactly what she would have done. So they can't go against what Hillary Clinton's campaign was all about.
Right.
So now they're like switching over. A lot of them are praising him, and we're seeing all of the Morning Joe. Like, that was unbelievable. I was just, my jaw dropped. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised anymore than I am. And the deep state is just so embedded in our culture. It disturbs me to my core. And the CIA and the Vault 7, and nobody covering that, of course, because Trump Russia, you know?
Right.
I can go on and on. I'm so, this is unbelievable. It's good to talk to you. I've never talked to you, so that's pretty cool.
Well, it's great to have you here. and so you're in the break room. So Ellie, you said you're in the break room. You're looking at your phone, looking at the news on Twitter?
On my break, and after my break, I had to go and sell a job. Sell a CYO, which is like something on my job. It's like a create your own subscription. I work for a corporation called Walt Disney Concert Hall. So I sell subscriptions, but I had to sell something to keep my job that day.
Wow.
So I kept my job, but we got bombs flying all the way across the Middle East. And Syria is ridiculous. It's the same thing all over. And 59, and they call it a surgical, strategic, in Hillary's words, strike. Oh, her coming out of the forest again and saying how this was such a great bombing campaign, and we should not ban them once we bomb them. You know, keep them coming over after. You know, let's have their kids come in. You know.
It's horrible.
So we can take care of more people we can't afford. So
absolutely.
So we continue the same cycle that's been going on since the beginning of war. And I'm a pacifist too. So having all of these fake progressives in my Facebook newsfeed saying all these things, promoting Trump, all of a sudden, who were a part of the resistance, it's just hilarious to me. Where are we? Like, I feel like we're in the Matrix for real. And then I don't know. I'm going to New York next week. Worst timing ever, or best timing, I don't know. But I want to go to a protest. If anyone out there knows of any anti-war protests going on Wall Street, that would be great for me to get some information on that.
Well, look, we'll keep our ear open and keep following me on Twitter. If I find anything, I'll definitely let you know. Get up for Ellie. She's got a look. I'm glad you kept your job, Ellie. Don't lose your job behind this stuff. Keep you focused, because Lord knows it's enough of us losing our pay, enough of us losing our jobs. You don't need to lose your job behind this. Gosh, guys. This is. Someone touched on it. They said, maybe Trump did this to save his own hide. Like, maybe Trump decided, well, you know what? Maybe they got something on me with the whole Russia intel thing. I got a feeling they're going to go a lot softer or a lot, on Trump about any of that stuff. There's got to be a reason why a person who said, hey, we're not going to do this, and then within 120 days or so, whatever, he goes, well, got to do this. I know I just said we weren't going to do this, but, I got to do this because, people. Hold on, dog. People getting in the Middle East have you been paying attention to Palestine? Do you know what's going on? Maybe you don't, but. All right, I'm going to go to the next call, guys. Crazy. 773. Hey, 773, you're live on Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Gerald from Chicago.
Hey, how you doing, brother? What's on your mind?
Very good. First time, man. My first time I'm calling you, man. I'm so upset about this.
Wow. Hold on. I got a first-time caller, man. First-time caller. Hold tight.
Yeah.
Got to give you some love, brother.
I've been listening to you. Yeah, I've been listening to you. I've been listening to H.A. Goodman. I've been listening to Jordan, Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
Man, it's so upsetting. I was working all day. I work outside. I work as a sales guy. So I work alone. So I you know, I've been watching this YouTube stuff all day, man. It's so upsetting. And I don't know, man. Trump, I don't know what the hell is up with him. Because I think there's something's going on. Something's going on. He didn't want to make this decision. But he had to sign it, man. He had to sign it. Too much pressure on him. But you know what? No excuses. No excuses, man. You know?
Right.
You either do the right thing or do the wrong, you know. Like, even Bernie. Come on, Bernie. Like, I don't know, man. Bernie, I don't know what the hell's up with him. You know, he's not talking. He's not talking. Oh, man, you know. I don't know. I started getting into this politics and stuff since Bernie ran the primary. Now, I'm disappointed about Bernie, man. I'm so disappointed. He has a big following, and he's just silent, man. What he said was nothing. It just doesn't make any sense, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm dude, I need to know how I could, like donate money to you, Eche, and everyone, man.
Right.
I don't know. I was trying to see.
Well,
I don't even know. I really want to.
Wow, brother. Look, man, just email me at Tim@TimBlackTV, and I'll send you a link. Tim@TimBlackTV.com. And Eche, if you go to his website, he's got a button right on his website. You just click donate, and whatever you want to do, you know, it's right there. It's real easy.
Okay.
You know, but if you email me,
yours is TimBlackTV.com.
Yeah, you go to TimBlackTV.com, right? Just go there and you'll find mine too.
Yeah, and you know, like it's all planned. You see, they're trying to suppress you. They're trying to suppress. They don't want your voice, man. They don't want it. They don't want it. I've been talking to lots of people. They don't know what's going on, man.
Right.
Like at work, sometimes I go to my work and I meet people. I meet at least 2 people every day.
Wow.
So I get to talk to them, man, and you know.
Yeah.
Like, people don't know shit.
No, they don't, brother.
Sorry, you know.
No, you're right. You're right. They don't know, man.
People don't.
Yeah.
I talk to them, and people believe me because I'm their sales guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They work with, they're my clients. So I talk to them, and they're so surprised to hear this thing, you know. They're so surprised to hear that we are living in a world like this.
Yep.
And I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying to inform people. I'm you know, I'm telling them that I'm listening to Jordan, Jimmy Dore, Eche Goodman, my favorite dude. My favorite. I love Eche. I love Eche. He's awesome. He's awesome, man. He's awesome. So, yeah, I hope you guys keep up the good work, man. You know, we really need somebody to listen to, man, you know.
No
we
doubt.
really need people like you, you know. So, yeah, thank you very much,
Sure,
Tim Black. Is it TimBlackTV.com?
Yes.
TimBlackTV.com, am I right?
Yes, brother.
All right, got it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Very much.
You
Have
got
a
it,
good
brother.
night, man.
You too, man. Thank you so much for calling, man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Thank you.
And I love hearing, and you know, that's why, man, like I know I get, you know, man, I'm getting cranky in my old age, man. I get cranky about some things, about certain independent, you know, because I just feel so strongly about things, guys. Like, I want the world to be better. And I think, like, independent media is the voice that can help get the word out, you know? So, but Jordan Sheridan and Jimmy Dore, these guys, like, man, we're 98% of the time, we're on the same side of every issue. It's just, everybody does it a little different way. You know, like, it's just a little different, you know, the way we deliver it. And that's all on preference, like what's your taste, you know? But there's no reason why you should have just one channel. And there's no reason why you should just support one indie media group or company or entity, okay? Because if you only support one group, like say you just support TYT Politics, Jordan's a great guy. I've had him on this channel. He was great. He came through. It was great, man. But if Jordan gets taken down, then what? So we got to have redundancy. We got to have more than just one voice, more than just 5 voices, more than just 20 voices, more than 100 voices. How many news channels are there? Well, that's how many independent media channels we need to have, and they need to be funded by the people, just like Bernie Sanders was funded by the people. That's what we need. But if we can't get funded by the people, you can't get mad when a guy like me does an ad for a live stream campaign or something else that has no effect on, like, you got to keep the lights on. We got to support independent media. We have to survive. We need to be a little bit nicer to one another. And that's going to start with me. I'm going to be a little bit nicer. I'm going to be a little bit more diplomatic with some of my friends. And I'm going to save a lot of my venom for the people that really, really, really need it. The corporate backstabbers, the kneecappers, the liars, and the scumbags. And for the system that keeps us in this situation. So I'm going to go to the next call. But thank you, caller, for calling up. You know where to go. H.A. Goodman. Go to counterpropa.com. There's a donate button on his website, guys. Support H.A. Goodman, because I know his content, just like my content, it's demonetized like 95% of it. All right? Which is really bad because I got videos, they're about all types of stuff, and they still demonetize it. So it doesn't matter. If you're on the list, you are on the list. Next call. 917 in the house.
Tim?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Tim. This is Lisa Berry from New York City. How are you?
Hey, Lisa. Glad to have you. Good that you could make it. My sister, Lisa from New York, is in the house.
It's been a few months, so I'm really excited to be talking to you. Well, I am just, disgusted by everything, but it's not a new disgust. And I'm just shocked by, I'm seeing all over social media, people are naturally outraged that we threw bombs. But I'm like, now you're first outraged? In 2016, Obama threw, I think it was 26,171 bombs. And today you're disgusted for the first time that America is bombing everywhere? Today you're disgusted about Syria? We've been bombing Syria for 6 years.
Yep.
I don't understand that. And it's the same group of people who never researched during the election, who was picking the neoliberal candidate and not knowing anything about her, are the same people who are outraged at Trump. And this is a distraction because focusing on Trump, even if you intensely dislike him, is a problem, because the problem we're having in the United States is not about one candidate or one president or one politician. It's about the whole of the government, because both the left and the right are in on this.
Yep.
They're all warmongers. They're all part of the war machine. I'm not saying every single person, but the majority. Look what's going on with the propaganda on Russia. It started with the Hillary camp to divert attention off the WikiLeaks content, but they're working for the war machine. They wanted to incite war. And then the hearings, which was just atrocious and unbelievable, but all the Republicans are like, fight, Russia. No evidence, nobody cares. And the only way to change anything is for the masses of people to come together and fight it. But we can't come together if you think it's all about Trump. We can't come together if so many people believe the propaganda of Russia and the propaganda of Syria.
Yep.
Syria, we're the terrorists. Even Trump talking about, this is when I start to get like a red flag about him not wanting to go into other countries. Because then he says, but ISIS, really? And you're going to tell me you don't know that we created ISIS and Al-Qaeda, that we trained them, that we funded them, that we gave them weaponry? So what is going on? I'm sorry, did you want to say something?
No. I said yes. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. Like, I'm like your backup singer right now. You good?
The doo-wop. It's insanity. Today I put I made one of those the new colored Facebook memes, and I wrote, you know, Obama in 2016 through 26,171 bombs, and that's not including drones. And now you're first angry about bombs being thrown? I don't get it. And I don't know. You know, I didn't like Trump. But I was very glad Hillary didn't get in. But you know, secretly I was hoping that maybe he'll abide by some of the better things he was saying in the campaign. But the minute he started picking his cabinet, I was like, uh-oh. You know, these people aren't going to support what he was saying.
Right.
And when the people who are being pulled out of his cabinet, like Bannon was pulled out, I can't think of the guy's name who replaced him, but he's the biggest advocate of war for Syria, in Syria. So I feel like something is going on, whether it's collusion with Hillary, I don't know. It could be that the military-industrial complex and the shadow government, which are kind of like one and the same, got to him or threatened him, or maybe he was always on their team. I don't know. But the picks, particularly the picks that are going in to replace, are even worse than his own picks. And I feel like the Democrats like that because they want war. They make money off of war. Their friends make money off of war.
Yes.
And they're very aligned with the shadow government who wants less people around. I don't know, but really what I'm saying is that we can't change this unless people get informed. And it's just astounding that still, after all this time of the election and so many people not doing any research, that they're still buying the crap.
Yeah.
Like somebody on Facebook said, what's going to happen next? I don't know. I'm watching CNN. So I wrote, CNN? You're not going to get any real information from CNN. And he was like outraged. He's like, are you saying CNN's fake news?
Oh,
are you kidding me? What's wrong with you? You know? And it was like this whole big thing. Like people, they're buying, and really there's no excuse. Not after Iraq. We heard the propaganda in Iraq. We heard Colin Powell in hearing tell everybody that all 17 intelligence agencies said that they were weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
There was incredible propaganda. We went to war. We murdered. The war is still going on. Obama extended it and increased it. And we haven't learned that you just don't accept what is said, all the claims, no matter how important you think a person is or an intelligence agency is. How could you not learn after that you don't just accept it, you must see the evidence of it.
Right.
No, they didn't see the evidence with Russia, but they believe it. They have people saying, Russia's our enemy. What's going on, you know? And now they're saying, we have, there's the gas attack propaganda. In 2012, the same exact thing happened. The government claimed that Assad threw sarin gas at its people. And what happened was the UN uncovered that was a lie, and that Hillary and the Obama administration actually authorized giving sarin gas to the terrorists who are actually working for the United States to throw. So you can't learn from that maybe this is the same thing. Not you personally, I mean the people who are just saying, taking the meteor at its word.
I got you.
So I don't know what else to say.
Well, look, Lisa, I got to leave it there, but thank you so much for the phone call. Very great, important points, and I want to riff on some stuff that Lisa said, because let's make sure everybody understands. Like what Lisa's saying is spot on. I want to make sure everybody understands this. There are people who are upset with Trump right now. I'm one of those people that's upset with Trump right now. But see, I'm actually knowledgeable enough to know that Obama dropped so many bombs, he ran out of bombs. All right? So I'm not equating Trump to Obama. Okay? Now, there's some people out there who don't know anything. And it's not because they walk around going, I don't want to know. It's because they watch CNN and MSNBC. The job of MSNBC and the job of CNN is to make sure that you don't know anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or, no, that you only know what they want you to know. They want you to know about the Kardashians. They want you to know about, I don't know, Trump said something about grabbing somebody by the JJ. You know, they want you to know that Bill Cosby's in jail. They want you to know, I don't know, Jimmy Superfly Snooker, you know, did drugs. I mean, they want you to know dumb things. They want you to know Russia's evil. These are things they want you to know. But they don't want you to know, and they didn't let on for years how many countries we were bombing. For the record, we were bombing 7 countries over the last 8 years. Countries that were not empty. They were full of people who actually had lives. Go look at pictures of these places like, I don't know, Syria before us. Go look. Go look at the pictures of how beautiful some of these places were. Now look at them. We bombed these countries back to the Stone Age is what happened. Now, some people are, and myself included, I guess I'll say, I knew Hillary would do this. I knew it. I was in rallies shouting it. Hillary's going to take us to war. That's what she wants to do. I was shouting it. Okay? I wasn't so sure Trump would do it. Okay? I wasn't so sure. But this is horrible because you think if a billionaire, right, and I, you know, give a million, take a million away, I don't know, but if a billionaire can't be his own man, who can? You know? Maybe they made Trump an offer he couldn't refuse because I keep saying, guys, this was not what he talked about. But thank you, Lisa, for bringing this point up. And I forget, and I got to remember, it's not always an audience of people who are privy to information. I just want to make sure everybody knows, hey, whoa, yeah, let's not act all shocked. Oh, my God, this is disgusting. I can't believe this. Oh, no, these people are, you know, you didn't I don't know, you didn't wash your hands. Oh, my God, these people aren't washing their hands before they eat. Well, for the last 8 years, those people who didn't wash their hands were eating out the garbage. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was going on. Now, you talking about somebody not washing their hands or not covering their mouth when they cough. This person was spreading Ebola. Get it? That's what was going on over here while you were watching, I don't know, what's on, I don't know, Game of Thrones. What's going to happen to her? Khaleesi or Javalisi? She's so cute when she rides the dragons. Oh, this is great. Oh, God. What's this? Oh, you go, Empire. I love Empire. Rap, baby, rap. Rap, baby, rap. Yeah, when you were doing that, people were dying. And, yeah, okay? All right. And it was by design. Not because you're a horrible person. That's what they wanted you to do. You were doing what they wanted you to do. And meanwhile, they were doing what they wanted to do. You understand what I'm saying? All right. 704 is in the house. 704, you're live.
Hey, yo.
Hey, who's this?
Hey, Tim.
What's up?
It's me, Bruce from Carolina, man.
Bruce from Carolina, man. That's what's up. I love it. My brother Bruce.
How's it going?
Man, I'm
Good
trying
to... Lord, man, like last week, I was going to call because I was mad about Cory Booker. Like, the same guy who said I was blessed and honored to work with Jeff Sessions, but I don't want him to be Attorney General. The same guy who basically said, oh, well, you know, I don't want people to get cheaper medications, prescription drugs, probably because I get paid by those same people, and then go on Twitter trying to get some ass. But yet you're supposed to be the leader, one of the new leaders of the Democratic Party, please. But I can't even get to him because all the other stuff going on. And then you got Bernie Sanders trying to pass the Education for All Act or whatever.
Right, free
and then
college
you had
tuition.
like Ellison and Warren standing behind him, which makes me so upset Because it's like, you know what, Elizabeth? If you had been standing behind Bernie Sanders during the primary, maybe you'd be standing behind the next president. It's so funny that Elizabeth Warren loves standing behind
90 seconds.
She knows are going to fail. Because that's the thing about her. She loves to be in a situation where she looks like she's a superhero, but then when it's actually time to stand up, she turns into the Phantom. It's amazing. And then Keith Ellison? Oh, I can't stand him. Mr. Progressive, Mr. Oh, I'm going to stand up and take the bitch boy position at the DNC. He basically took the assistant pimp position, Tim. You know what I'm talking. Remember Get High?
60 seconds.
Yeah, I do, yeah. That's basically Keith Ellison. He's the assistant pimp. Like, he's the one carrying the baby powder. Like, that's basically him right now. And it frustrates me because these people are supposed to be the ones that are going to stand up to Trump when he's doing stuff like this. Hell no. How many times do the Democratic Party have to prove to us that when it comes to taking a stand and holding your ground against Republicans, the only thing that, not all Democrats, but the establishment Democrats, the only thing they end up holding in the end is their goddamn ankles. Because they do not stand for us. They do not stand for what we believe in. And you know what? I bet you there's even some that enjoy the idea of the bombing. Because you know why? You know what other industry owns most of our goddamn politicians?
10 seconds.
In the drug industry? The defense contractors. And to your previous caller, Mystical, about 1 million to 1.4 million is how much each one of those damn Tomahawk missiles cost. And that's going to come out of our taxes. $60 million right there. And you know who's going to get that money? Defense contractors. You know who's going to get money for those 29 planes that got destroyed? Defense contractors. Who owns like 2/3 of our politicians in this country? Defense contractors. And why do they not destroy the air strip on the base? They shot 59 bombs, but yet that base is still operational. You can still take off from that damn place. So why would it make sense to shoot 59 bombs at a place that is still going to be able to take off and actually do stuff? We'll see if this is actually some real idea of them actually doing something, or if it's just a ploy to make money. Because I honestly believe in a way that it's possible that Trump could have done this to help get more Republicans on his side, because he knows that a lot of them, like McCain, get paid heavily by defense contractors. So if he finds reasons and ways of using up our missiles and our bombs, just like Obama did, then he'll try to see if he can get people on his side that are getting paid by those same damn defense contractors.
Wow. Bruce, you killed it, brother.
And also, another thing, I enjoyed the fact to see Bill, what's his name?
George Webb.
Not Bill Maher, the other one, the old dude from Fox News about to get fired.
Oh, Bill O'Reilly.
Because he done lost most of his. Bill O'Reilly, yeah. Here's another thing about Bill O'Reilly. Keep in mind about that story about the comptroller who couldn't get fired because she knew too much. That's why they let her talk down to her previous workers about the one boob girl, and because she had cancer and stuff like that, saying horrible stuff about black people. Bill O'Reilly's been there for decades, and on top of that, he's their biggest contributor. You don't think he'll have some massive ass dirt on Ale and all those other people there? If Bill goes down, everybody's going down. Wow. That's where that $13 million is going to.
Wow. Wow.
Just to clear that up.
I love it, man. I got to leave it there, Bruce. I got to keep it moving, man. I love you, man. And you're spot on, man. You're so funny. And you're so truthful. Brother, I need you to call up on Tuesday. Truthful Tuesday, man. True Tuesdays, man. All right?
No problem, man. You have a good one.
You too, man. Bruce killed it, man. I don't want to follow the guy. The guy hit so many points. It's like he had his gun loaded, ready to shoot. This guy came in, man, just shot the truth off. I love my callers. Great callers. Let me get another one in, man. It's getting a little late. I got people in the queue. I got an 843 number. 843, welcome to Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Hi, Tim. This is your sister, Autumn. I haven't called in a while.
Autumn in the house. What's up, Autumn?
How are you? Man, you have been absolutely kicking it. So first of all, I want to say, I don't know which post, you putting out so many, but your one post about how our government does stuff that we do not condone and how helpless that makes us feel, that really hit home. Because I was hoping that things would settle down in Syria and maybe we citizens could get together and start sending those people some sort of, clothes or books or, anything. Yeah. And, it's just really heartbreaking, the things that they are doing in our name. But you know what, Tim, I think those people realize that because, they live under a terrible dictator too. And they understand to separate the people from the government.
I hope so.
And also what you said on one of your posts about not demonizing the people who don't understand, I think that's very important too, because I don't have Facebook, but I go on my husband's all the time, and there's a lot of right-wing people on that site, and I'm seeing more and more that they are pissed as hell. This is not what they signed up for. They did not want war. They wanted money spent here, some of them wanted the wall, health care repealed, but they did not want war. So, and then the other thing that I read earlier that is very interesting, that Trump, he's hosting President Xi from China, so he goes out, in the middle of dinner and orders the strikes. And I don't know, that just struck me with all the geopolitical stuff going on with China, the Philippines threatening to invade the islands in South China Sea. I just think that Trump has proven that he's a very weak person. He has a lot of bluster. And somehow the press relentlessly, Russia, and then Hillary coming out saying, I think it's time to strike. I think he really thought he needed to prove himself, and he has some really bad advisors. And and the other thing I want to say is this has been going on, like Caller Uli said earlier, and other people, this has been going on for years and years and years, and they make decisions, and I don't know if we can do anything about that except, communicate on shows like this, and also persuade as many young people not to go into the military. Don't become cannon fodder. Because I don't know, I just think we're at one of the most dangerous periods in history. We got Obama that stationed the troops right on Putin's borders. You got this going on in Syria. We're still bombing the heck out of Iraq. It's just one thing after another, and I just think it's pretty frightening. And the terrible thing is, you know what? They just don't care.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you familiar with General LeMay? Curtis LeMay?
No, I don't think so.
His nickname is a little bit of history. His name was, they called him Bombs Away LeMay. And he was responsible for the bombing of, the firebombing of Tokyo, which killed up to 500,000 civilians. And then he was also an advisor during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and he wanted Kennedy to go in there and just take out Cuba. And luckily, Kennedy had some really good advisors, and as we know, he didn't do that. But I'm just really frightened that Trump has really bad neocon advisors, and they just don't care. So, anyway, you have been putting out some amazing videos, and I just wanted to call in and say hello to the community, and thanks for everything you do.
But look, thank you, Autumn, for everything you do. Give it up for Autumn. I tell you, sis, I appreciate you, and God, it's a scary thought, right? To Autumn, that's kind of scary. You think about it, it's like, wow, could a president be that ill-prepared that anyone could mislead him? Like, totally mislead him. And you know what, you're right, though, because you're only as smart as the people you put around you in a position like that. I've been learning as time went on that, I get a lot of stuff, I do a lot of stuff, but I'll never be as where I want to be unless the develop a big team, a good team, a team of people that work with me, people that we work together. So luckily I was able to work with Momo Pineno, Bon Kim, Michael Salomon, working with people. The same thing goes for Trump. I mean, when you put a bad team around you, you get bad results. So you get good. You can get good results. It could be good people. There could be bad people who do really good at doing bad stuff, and you're going to get those type of results. And also, thank you, Autumn, for sending me those articles. Autumn is one of my help. She's a researcher, finds articles and stories for me to take a look at so I can jump on them so that we can put out content. So thank you, Autumn, for that. I appreciate you, sister. I really do. It's very important. It is. 574, you're live on Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Hey, this is John from Indiana.
What's up, Jay from Indiana, y'all? I love it. That's what's up. What's going on in Indiana, brother?
Well, I just wanted to call and kind of give my thoughts on this whole situation that's going on with Syria.
Let it rip, brother. I want to hear it.
Well, all right, man. I'm ready. Well, ever since I first saw the whole thing with the photos that we all saw on Facebook with the kids in Syria, you know, I knew what was coming. When you see the up-close photos of dead kids, you know what's coming. When you see the terrorist attacks of, you know, say in Sweden, you know, these truck attacks, they don't show the faces of the dead bodies. They show a tarp over them, and they show the truck with some bullet holes in it. And like, okay, it's just kind of interpreted as a matter of fact. But when we saw Nikki Haley go to the UN and say this and point to a picture of a kid, it could have been a doll for all we know. You knew what was going to happen, what they were pushing for. The whole deep state apparatus, it's like a wave that's coming. And Trump, he can't stand up to it. And there's a lot of evidence that shows that was a false flag, that Russia bombed some rebel weapons depot where they were storing this stuff, and it was either that or ISIS themselves launched against their own people. They've done it before, just to create the propaganda to draw us into another conflict. So in a way, Trump was sort of forced to do something. And you saw all the Democrats pushing him, oh, you're just going to let this happen, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, and also his own daughter, Ivanka Trump, she's posting on Twitter, oh my God, look what's happening to all these little kids. So they kind of backed Trump into a corner. And I think what Trump did is he tried to maximize his leverage at that point. And like your other caller said, China, he had President Xi Jinping at his Mar-a-Lago residence that night when the missiles started happening. So I think what this also was a message about North Korea. Is, you know, it was almost like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. They're having a beautiful dinner. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, I just launched 60 missiles. But I think what Trump really did, and he knew this, he know it's going to anger all of his core supporters, you know, and I voted for Trump, but I also voted for Bernie Sanders, and I phone banked for Bernie Sanders. But when I knew that there was no chance for him, it was everything he could do to stop Hillary. You know, because that would give Democrats a chance to regroup, to get a better candidate in 4 years from now. But if Hillary got in, all bets were off. She would have crushed all opposition, period. And what I think happened, there's a lot of evidence that's showing this, is Trump notified Russia and Syria beforehand. And this was just a pure show of force, a pantomime. He hit an airfield that really had no position. He got all the Russian troops out of there. And so for the optics, you know, behind the doors, he's calling Putin, okay, yeah. You know, and all the Democrats are calling him Putin's puppet. Yeah, Putin, 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 Russia, Russia, Russia. So he was able to save face, you know, and they understand this, that he had to do something to show that, yeah, he's a true leader, commander-in-chief, all that good stuff. So they got all the Russian troops out, but they got all that perfect video for all the mainstream news of all those big old cruise missiles launching into the sky.
Right.
You know, they're like, yes, he's doing something. But meanwhile, he really hit nothing. Right. So essentially, those cruise missiles were a bunch of fireworks. They didn't kill anyone. They didn't destroy anything of any strategic or important advantage. But do you notice what all the Democrats did? They turned around on a dime, and they're like, yes, finally, he's doing something good, you know. So they all turned, and now they're all supporting him. So it gave him some breathing room. You know, I mean, we're talking with some gangster shit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like you got to do something. They did something to offend you, and they're like, you're just gonna let them do this? So kind of force them to do something. Like, all right. Basically, he just shot up an empty house. You know, like okay, yeah, he's tough. He's gonna do something. You know, so I guess that's kind of my whole take on it. He tried to destroy that image of Putin's puppet. The Democrats are going to kind of let off of him, and you know, so yeah,
Good
that's
point.
kind of my take on the whole thing.
You got it. What you say your name was, John?
John, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, John, man, from Indiana. Good points, good points. And you know what? Now, according to my information, John, there were 6 casualties. And I was thinking when I was reading that story, I'm like, 6 people? 6 people is not a lot of people at an air base. You send 50, 60 missiles and 6 people died at the air base. I'm thinking, okay, because I don't live too far and used to live a lot closer to Andrews Air Force Base. There were a lot of people at Andrews Air Force Base. So I was trying to kind of wrap my head around the number 6. You know, 60 people die in Chicago on a weekend. I mean, I'm just saying. And you don't spend $60 million to do it. So there's a reason, right? And I hate using Chicago so much, man, but it just popped in my head. Like, it's in that psyche. When they keep on drilling it, it stays there. There are a lot of places. Hell, there's more than 6 murders in D.C. every weekend, I think. Point is this. John brings up a good point about maybe Trump just wanted to back him up off him. Back him up, give him some room. Get a guy some room. Well, you guys back up. Okay, he did what you wanted. Now get a guy a break. See you in a couple months. Will this take a little heat off of Spicer's butt cheeks? Because they're toasty red right now, I'm thinking. Toasty red butt cheeks. Sean Spicer is probably the happiest person in America right now. Oh, yeah. Happier than Hillary. Because he's the one that got to go in front of everybody and get beat up every day and lie and try to juke. And he can't even talk. He can't even tell a black woman not to shake her head. What? What kind of country is this when I can't tell a black woman not to shake her head? I'm going to go to the next call. Thank you, John, for adding that flavor and some great points, my friend. 717. You're live on Freedom Friday.
Tim
Who's
Black.
this? Hey, who's this?
Tim Black. This is Kate Loving. How are you doing?
Kate Loving in the house, my sister. What?
Yeah, I made it. I am.
You breaking?
We're all going to.
You're going in and out, Kate.
Okay.
There you go.
Hang on.
Loud and clear now.
Better?
Yes.
Okay. The Vietnam War protesting into protest. It was really one of the most exciting times of our lives. And now I can see another anti-war movement forming here with this situation. Everybody's points tonight were well made. I'm not going to repeat them. But when we get out there and start protesting, we're going to run into a lot of Trump supporters. And that will be a beautiful thing because a lot of the common people who voted for Trump are not for this thing. They're not for this war. They're not for the bombing of innocents. So be prepared for all of us who are going out there. That's what's going to happen, and it'll be a party because we are. I think when we were all for Bernie during the time of the primary, I ran into a lot of Trump supporters, and I had a great conversation with a lot of people. I did not vote for Trump. I voted for Jill Stein. But what was big was how we agreed on so much. And Bernie would have beat Trump because he was so authentic. And Trump just sort of mimicked Bernie. But in the end, this is what's going to bring people together, the common people, the people who really want peace on earth.
I hope so.
So that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
You know, I really believe that it is a dangerous time. The climate thing is very terrifying, and the fact that the human race could become extinct, all these things are very terrifying, but we must, live in the present moment and not succumb to a lot of fear, and try to bring people into our lives and listen to them and appreciate them, accept them, be tolerant.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Kate, so much, guys. Kate is a big-time supporter of this show and has been for quite some time. I love you, Kate. I appreciate you. Tell your husband I said hello, and hope he's doing better and feeling great. And just hang in there. Kate's got an excellent point. This is one of the things about my show that I always try to make sure everyone knows, right? So if you're watching right now and you're new to the show, I want you to know, I don't care what party you claim. I'm not into sets of colors or skin or colors of clothes or gang signs, none of that. I don't care about all of it. Look, I'm neutral to all that stuff. What I'm not neutral about is truth, realness. Okay? So I could care less about that, what you voted. What I care about is that this issue, what are we going to do about that? You know, let me and you, let's have a conversation. What are we going to do about this issue we're looking at right here? All right? I didn't ask you where you came from or what you worship or who you date. I'm talking about this issue. Can we work on this together? Can we solve this? What's your idea? Well, let's put some ideas together. And if you tell me, I got a guy over here who wants to fight for that idea, well, I don't care what party he's with either. Once we vet him and know that the guy can be trusted, or the woman can, let's use the woman for a minute, or the woman can be trusted, and we believe in him, we can back him. That's politics. That's the only type of politics I'll do. That's the only thing that I'm concerned with. Okay? Is what we can do together. And I'll never turn away a Trump supporter or a Jill Stein supporter or a libertarian or whatever, dude. Even I'll open the door to some Hillary supporters. I mean, if you're going to punish, you can't punish people for waking up. You know, don't punish people because you now know something that they don't know, right? Let's educate them. Thank you, Kate. I'm going to go to the next call. Hope that makes sense to everybody. 641, you're live with Tim Black on Freedom Friday. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Tim, did you say 641?
Yes, I did. How are you?
Hi, Tim. It's Dr. Cat.
Dr. Cat. What's up, Dr. Cat?
There's just was a few points that not too many people were mentioning. A few people have mentioned some of them since I made my list, but just some thoughts. There's been a lot of talk on Twitter about influence of Ivanka Trump and her husband on Trump. And, people are saying that, what's his name, Jared Kushner, is kind of a liberal globalist type of guy, and that he might be behind some of this. And there's a hashtag Fire Kushner going around.
Wow.
I don't know, how much truth there is to that. I've had a thought with all the theories going around that it's kind of really scary. I hope I'm wrong, but how much control does Trump really even have? I mean, maybe he was told this is what's going to happen. How much power does the president actually have, whether they threatened him or not? I mean, probably there's other people that issue commands and press buttons and stuff like that. I just wonder. I saw something else today on Twitter just one time. It was a tweet, and it was referencing, I think it was ABC News, and it said that the Pentagon was launching an investigation to see whether Russia might have been involved in this attack, this gas attack. So they haven't stopped with the Russia narrative, and they're still looking for ways to implicate Russia. I thought that was pretty scary. And I think it was Michael Tracy that tweeted something about how chilling it was, how well-oiled the machine was, the machinery of the deep state and the war machine. I mean, they just didn't miss a beat. And to me, it was all too perfect. It was too smooth. It was so well-timed. I just wonder if Trump really had that much to say about it. And just one other small point, which may not have any real importance at all, but on Wednesday morning there was a story of an F-16 military jet crashed near Joint Base Andrews in Maryland. Did you know that? That's near you, Tim.
Yes.
Yeah, and when I read about it, there was some, I just was looking at it again now, and it said that it had mechanical trouble, but there were some questions that people had about different aspects of it. One guy said there were soldiers roaming around the woods with machine guns afterwards, and some people thought that it had been shot down, and who knows, but it kind of got lost in the shuffle. But that happened too right before this business started. I don't know how they would be connected. Let's see, is there anything else? I just wanted to second what two people said. One, that it's not about Trump. Really, I think it's a big waste of time for people to be hating on Trump and fighting Trump. And ever since I've been following George Webb and really understanding all of these powers and people and systems and rat lines and cabals that are in place that are just doing all of these horrible things, I just feel like that's where we need to focus our energies. I don't know how, but that's what needs to be stopped, because until we do stop those people, there's going to be no peace, no free college, no Medicare for all. We're not, no working on the climate, no nothing, because they're running the show, and that's not their agenda. I wish we could come together to think more strategically about how to really accomplish that. If you know anybody that's working on that, I'd sure like to hear about it. Okay, that's it, Tim. Thanks.
You're welcome, Dr. Cat. I appreciate you, lady.
Okay.
You got it, sister. Dr. Cat's been calling up here for a long time too, man. I tell people, man, it's great. I always want to get bigger. I want to grow. When it has this huge audience and have like all these people that know about the show, and maybe we affect a lot of change. But I gotta stop and smell the roses too, baby, because when you're a little bit smaller, you know people. You know the community. So get into the community now while we'll know you. It's like Norm and Cheers. You walk in the bar, everybody knows your name. Everybody knows your name. Tom Perez said everybody know your name, America. Tom Perez. DNC. Keith Ellison, have a seat. What Dr. Cat just said, she's right, it is bigger than Trump, and I keep telling people we need to focus on the issues. That has been my thing. Focus on issues. Stop telling me about you hate Trump. Let's get to these issues over here. We got all these issues. You over here with a personality conflict. I don't care about that. Let's go on these issues over here. We got issues, baby. Issues. Let's deal with that. Issues. Give me a tissue. Give me an issue. A chew. But, and she's right about Jared Kushner. There's a hashtag trending on Twitter. Fire Kushner. They want him out. They say he's a globalist. He's pond scum. He's part of the problem. And he's leading Trump the wrong way. They say he's horrible. Get rid of him. Get rid of Bannon. Get rid of Kushner. We didn't bring you in, Trump, to do a job for us of reinvesting in America, like you talked about infrastructure, which Cat was right. Was it Cat who said it, or was it Kate Loving? A lot of rhetoric taken from Bernie Sanders. Well, we expect you to own up on that and pay in on that. Okay? Infrastructure rebuilding, jobs. You stay domestic, brother. Okay? You stay domestic. Leave the international stuff alone. And they're saying they're blaming Kushner. They're blaming Ivanka. and they're blaming Bannon. And that's what's trending. All right. Next call. I got a 314 number in the house. Hey, 314, you're live on Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Hey, Tim, it's Dimebag.
Dimebag, what's up, man? Yeah, man, what's going on, Dimebag?
Nothing much, man. There's some callers coming in with some fire tonight. but you know, no, I'm just sitting here observing all the madness, and I just look at it like it's an opportunity. So I'm just trying to seize an opportunity. I'm not surprised Trump did what he did. You know, you keep saying that this man is Putin's bitch. So what you gonna do when he decides to show everybody he ain't Putin's bitch?
Wow.
Makes sense to me. It's my opinion. You know, nobody never really mentions that, you know, when they go around saying, oh, that's Putin's bitch. Okay, what you gonna do when I show you that I'm not? So that's how I look at it. I mean, I would do that. It would have been more catastrophic. But no, the Syrian, that Assad, whoever runs Syria, he didn't do that. I'm pretty sure the United States had some kind of way had their hands in that stuff, man. It don't make no sense logically. It doesn't make any sense, and that's one of the reasons why I called in. You know, if people don't get it now, they ain't gonna get it, and we will spend more resources and time trying to educate these people that does not have the ability to critically think. They holding us back. Some people we got to leave them behind. That means it's going to be aunties, it's going to be cousins, it's going to be people that we actually care about, but they holding us back because they lack the ability to critically think. And we ain't got time. We looking down the barrel of extinction as a human race. In about 50 years, our kids and our grandkids is going to be dealing with this stuff on a real daily basis. And some of us will be around, some of us won't. I don't want to be around to have to explain that to them. So that's why I said I look at it as an opportunity. Sorry about that call that went by. If you heard that, I'm outside.
No problem.
But and that's just how I see it. I don't have time to try to, you know, be dealing with these half-asses people in the Democratic Party, these dumb supporters. I ain't got time for that. Like, we are literally facing extinction as a species. And all these people, Russia, they mad because Trump dropped, 50? I guess they must have got their new supply of bombs in because, you remember, Obama used them all. So Trump tried to just test out, you know, the first 50 ones. They say, half of them don't even know where they went. So they probably got that new shipment of bombs in it. You know, they say, oh, well, they bombing all the kids. Police kill kids over here every day. Why should I worry about the United States government bombing some other kids when the police killing our kids over here every day? We can't even stop them from doing that. What makes you think we're going to stop them from doing that? Lord. Until we fix the stuff that's going on in this country, we can't be worried about if the government bombing them countries. They're gonna be doing the same stuff to us, and that's all I got to say. Say the resistance, and not that Democratic corporate media stuff. And all we got to fear is for ourselves. And I'm out. Y'all have a good weekend. Thank you, Tim, for allowing me to express my opinions and views on your platform. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
No doubt, brother. Always welcome, Don Bay from the great state of Missouri. Another longtime supporter of this show. I appreciate you, brother, for calling up. And he's absolutely right when he says that what we're dealing with now overseas is not where our focus needs to be. I agree with that. I wish we would have taken that same tack years ago, and we would not be in this situation now. And our children won't have to deal with the fallout from the dumb moves that we make now. And I do disagree because it's just in my nature, brother, right? To try to bring people into the lights, so to speak. Not saying I have all the answers, but I'm a listener. As you can see, I don't interrupt my callers when they call up. If they say something I don't disagree with, I still hear them out, right? Because that's what we need going forward. We need communication, not one-way lectures. So, but I do believe that some people just don't know, man. And this programming by this TV, man, is strong, Don Bay. That programming is strong. And then it's scary. They started to peek out a little bit. It's like, oh my God, this is what my country doing? I don't want to see that no more. Let me cut this Walking Dead back on. These zombies ain't got nothing on that over there. That's real over there. I'm watching these pretend zombies. And I realize they watching themselves. Next call. 312. You're live on Freedom Friday.
312.
Hey, how you doing?
Man, I've been waiting. I got excited. Oh, Tim, this is Tom, if that means a thing, but I'm just a voice in your ear and everyone's ear. I got excited to call before because you said 3-1 and it was a 4, but here I am now.
There it is. Glad to have you, Tom. Glad to have you, my friend. Yes, glad to have Tom. What state are you in, Tom?
Look, I just want to say we're going to continue accepting corporate lobbying money, and I don't care what you say. I made sure YouTube demonetized 95% of your videos specifically, just so you know. But stepping away from the Tom Perez, I want to get to
Hey, hold on. Tom, what'd you just say? What'd you say?
I love you, dude. No. Oh, I don't know. Did I cut out?
No. I'm trying to understand what you just said. You said I didn't understand your opening line. You said you hope they demonetize my videos. What's going on, man?
Well, you called me Tom Perez, and I'm like, look, I called YouTube personally to say, look, we need to target Tim Black. We need to target Tim Black.
No, I didn't call you Tom Perez. I said Tom something else, but no, you're not Tom. Tom Perez sounds like this. I named Tom Perez. You know, he sounds like he smokes cigars with no filters, but cigars like cigars he grew in his backyard. But go ahead, brother. So what's going on with Syria, man? Tell me something about Syria. How you feel about it?
No. I ain't going on about Syria. I got something that I think is a bit more about like people finding truth. And I think one of the best things that you said tonight, and you keep hitting back on it, is don't punish people for waking up. One of the callers was mad about there's a lot of people that are outraged with Trump's foreign policy bombing Syria now, but like you're outraged at these people, you're mad at these people who are mad at Trump but weren't mad at Obama. I think you first need to recognize that their morals are in the right place, hopefully, and now it's time to start feeding them some facts. Part of it, like, unless you've been following alternative media for a long time, like, you've been lied to and manipulated, and Obama was protected by the liberal media to make him look like a gentleman. How do I continue from there? So, first, like, don't be mad that these people are finally mad. Be happy that they're finally waking up. Because, like, people are waking up at different rates, and we need that. Not everybody is at the same page. Be mad if, when you present these people the facts that Obama was doing the same thing, they shut it off. I don't know what words to put it in.
Right.
Be happy that these people are finally on the right track. Otherwise, you must not want anyone to change minds. Where do I go from there? I had a whole bunch of thoughts. They're scattered all over. And it's kind of with this thing about, like we act like everyone was born into, you're all taught propaganda from birth. Eventually, at one point, we graduated from the school of propaganda and realized that we were being lied to. So, especially on the left, instead of just being mad at these people, like let's say being mad at progressive Hillary supporters, recognize that like they've been lied to. They think that they're on the right path. Instead of arguing with them and making enemies out of them, try and feed them the facts. I don't know how to put it. A lot of cognitive dissonance comes into this, where like whether you're someone on the left or on the right, like,
yeah,
you hear facts that go against what you believe. The cognitive dissonance instantly comes in, and you see that it's not just right-wing Republicans. It's happening now with Hillary supporters, and either we're going to alienate these people and make them our enemies, or we need to recognize that they are on our side partially. We just need to try and show them the light in all of its greatness.
Great job, Tom. Great job. I got to leave it there, though, brother. Got a couple more people for the line cut off, but I appreciate you, and great points. Great points, brother. Look, Tom.
Give me 10 seconds.
Okay, go ahead, Tom. I'll give you 10 seconds. What's up? Tom, hold on. Tom, hang tight, Tom. I'll go back to you. Oh, you hung up, Tom? I guess he jetted because I clicked off. Let's say this system won't allow me to. Let me get back to these calls before they go away. Sorry about that, Tom. You're live with Tim Black on Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Hey, Tim, it's Bond.
Bond, what's up, my friend? Bond is in the house.
I just want to make this quick. You know what I love about your show on Freedom Fridays and Tuesdays? It's just the callers. I mean, not only are they informed, but they're smart. And if you compare it to any show out there, especially mainstream media, if people call in, oh my God, they're dumb. So it's just fascinating just to hear how smart people are that they call in. The second thing, last thing is, you should make a video comparing, other callers in other shows. Wow. What they talk about and what your callers on your shows talk about. But what I wanted to get to was I'm watching the Twitter feed, and there's a lot of Republicans that don't like what Trump is doing, but they're still saying, we disagree on this, but, we still got to give him our full support. So I'm just wondering what your thought on is that. Anyways, that's it for me.
Wow. Thank you, Bond Kim, my friend Bond. That's right. We're building something. We want to make it big. We want to enable other people to have a platform, and we're working on it. And we're going to do it because we're not going to stop until it's done. So what I think about Trump supporters who are somehow ignoring the obvious, that he did this for a reason and he shouldn't have done it, and it's totally against his campaign. It's totally against what he ran on, and that's horrible. I think these people have cognitive dissonance. They have to some way make it okay because they know what they believe and they know what the reality is, and they got to make those two things kind of match up somehow. They got to make it make sense so they can maintain the high ground of how they see themselves. And in this case, because if not, they've been duped. That means they're stupid. No one wants to imagine being fooled. They don't want to be. I'm not stupid. I've not been fooled. He didn't fool me. I don't fall for anything. I know what I'm doing. All right. So, but I get what Tom was just saying in the same way, sort of like, well, people have been fooled, and we know it. They don't know it yet. Like, they don't know about Obama. They don't know that Obama was having the protection of the media to be able to carry off much, much, much worse deplorable actions than Trump. Much worse. The guy set records on bombs dropped and people deported, and you would never know it if you watch Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow has a cow every day about Trump for doing the littlest, slightest, even closely, even in the same realm. Not even in the same realm. Not even a scintilla of corruption or scintilla of wrongdoing or unethical doings that Obama did. Meanwhile, just dressed good. Hey, you know me? Hey, you guys first, America, I love you. Oh, I love you too. I love you more. Oh, I love you. That crap. Meanwhile, get out the country. You take your mother and your father, all of them with you. Let me go ahead and deport like 3 million a year or something like that. I don't know. I stopped counting at 2 million. I'm going to keep it going, but I'll riff a little bit more later on. Let me get to the last call. I have one person in the queue. It's an 812 number. You're live with Tim Black on Freedom Friday. Who's this?
Fred from Indiana.
Fred from Indiana. Is that my man Fred right there?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
My man Fred, what's going on, brother? You get to close it up, man. What is happening?
Excellent. This false flag shit. Excuse me. Watch my mouth. Same Progressive. Debbie Lusignan had some great videos the last couple of days talking about how the attack wasn't really an attack. The UN Security Council found no evidence. I didn't even watch the mainstream media to see that there were bombs dropped. I heard about it on Twitter and Facebook. I mean, we do not have a liberal media. We have a corporate media. And the corporate media is funded by the war machines and the fossil fuel business and the pharmaceutical companies. I wish people would stop saying liberal media. If it was liberal, then they'd be talking about the stuff that people want. The healthcare problems, the education problems, people dying in the streets by police. I mean, this is what liberal media would be talking about. They don't talk about that. They talk about what the corporate donors, the corporate sponsors want them to talk about. It's that simple. It's that simple. I mean, you got Dakota Access Pipeline. Right now, 823 people arrested. Felony charges for disarming an armed oil worker. It's just this bizarre nonsense going on all over this country. And what do they want to talk about? Russia, Syria, Russia. It's just insane. It's insane. And it is true about your audience. I don't know if you've noticed all of my, well, probably haven't seen all of my tweets, but a lot of them I write, get #WokeAF to watch your show.
Yeah.
Because that's where the truth is happening. On the independent media is where it's happening. I say cut the cable, get rid of the mainstream media. They are just lying to us. They are lying to us every single breath. And that's all I got.
That's a lot, man. Thank you so much, Fred. Thank you for being a great supporter of the show, man. Thanks for all the stories. Go ahead.
Tulsi Gabbard introduced a bill, the Stop Arming Terrorists bill.
Yes.
It hasn't gotten much media play, but we need to get that information out there again. I'm sure she'll probably bring it up, but we need to get behind that bill.
I'll do a video.
We're funding ISIS.
Yeah, I'll do a video on it this weekend, Fred. You know I will, brother. That's on my list of things to do, Fred. I got you, brother. I will make sure I handle that. Man, look, guys. Look, first of all, give it up for everybody who called into the show tonight and everybody who listened to the show tonight, everybody who viewed the show tonight on YouTube and on Periscope. Give it up for yourselves for being a part of this, because there's a lot of other stuff on TV, a lot of stuff on cable. Hell, you could have Redboxed it. You could have Netflixed it. You decided not to. So I want to give you my props for being engaged. All right? Okay? And that's how, and see how good that feels, because you know it's sincere, right? I wouldn't tell you that I appreciate you if I didn't. That's a good feeling to give someone. Give that to someone else today. Let them know that. Let's start with positivity with people that we engage with them. I want to keep remembering what Tom said about people not knowing. We don't want to punish them for not knowing something. Once we give them the information, it kept ringing in my head, right? We give them the information, we give them some facts, and then we do what?
Let's sprinkle some crack on them and get out of here.
We sprinkle some facts on them and we get out of there, right? That's what we do. It's such an engaging session tonight. I'm glad I cut my monologue short. I was too upset. I was fit to be tired, bro. I was pissed because I just feel like this is the last thing we need done in this country is more war. All right? Worst thing we could, no, wall is stupid, but this is not just stupid. This is just the wrong direction. We had enough of that. Enough of that. But as my callers, they gave me a little therapy. Gave me some different things to think about. One thing is certain, guys, the deep state is real, and their ability to manipulate is real too. I think that what we have to do now is we have to just keep on engaging in independent media. And we have to keep spreading the word about stuff we believe in. And we got to keep having conversations like this. You know, conversations where people call up from all over the country. And sometimes people call from outside the United States, you know, because the world watches what we do. We got to keep this going. I'm going to do my part to keep this going. I need your help to do it. But know this.
You gonna eat your cornbread.
They don't want us to have a voice because they know our voice, the people that are awake or woke as, will have a different voice. We won't be saying what they're saying. We won't be falling in line. And like Fred said, it's not liberal media. No, that's not liberal. That's what makes you think liberals suck, and myself included, is we think that the corporate media is liberal media when it's not liberals. It's corporations that have vested interest in whatever with a liberal face, a diverse liberal face, okay? And they don't want us talking about the real stuff. They don't want us waking people up as we go. But if we don't do that, then we got serious problems. Because once you know something, you got to share it. That's not yours. Knowledge is not yours. It's to be shared and spread. That's what knowledge is for. That's why you've been gifted with knowledge. However you obtained it. Someone created it. You consumed it. You learned something. It's your duty, your responsibility to pass it on. And if you don't,
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
well, if not, you're going to be letting people take your cornbread. Just realize because you don't live in this world alone. And that person next door to you, or that person that you know, your cousin, whoever it is, that person online, that's going to be a person who votes for the wrong candidate, or the person who votes against their own best interest, or the person who's sitting in their house shaking in their boots thinking it's the end of the world, or whatever, you know? And we don't know how all this stuff kind of bubbles to the surface. And it comes out in different ways. So the more we educate people, the better it is, not just on a national scene or international scene, but locally too, within our own families, really. This stuff makes people depressed. It makes people lose relationships, lose their lives even, lose their freedoms. People react to this stuff.
Maybe I ought to eat your cornbread.
And if you don't do it, well, you know what happens. Mainstream media eats your cornbread. Corporate media eats your cornbread. The government gets bigger. The deep state sits back and smiles. It's got a cigar full of ashes of children, drinks a big glass of the blood of soldiers, and makes rings. That's what happens. The only thing that can stop them is information. That's why they try so freaking hard to keep you from being able to access it, to keep you from being able to spread it. They even created a fake, false flag, fake news to try to shut you down because that's how strong it is. That's how powerful it is. You get it now? You thought you were powerless. Yeah, you won you, but not, I don't know, 5 million of you or 10 million of you. And we had the numbers. We had the numbers. If we don't take advantage of those numbers, guys, then we don't stand a chance. If we don't band together, we don't stand a chance. And if we don't stand a chance, then
It's going to be consequences and
for
repercussions.
the whole world, it's going to be consequences and repercussions. And I don't want that on my head. I don't want to carry that on my shoulders. That's why I'm not just going to go make cat videos and joke around. I got to keep it real and talk about things that matter because I want legacy. I want me being on this earth to have been something for someone, to mean something for someone other than myself. And that's what I hope we all want. And I think we do deep inside. So that's it, guys. Tune into the show. I will be putting up massive amounts of content. Thanks to my friend Momo Pedeno, who is not only my friend, not only my graphic designer, director of graphic design, he's also my editor. He's my digital editor-in-chief. So thank you so much, Momo Pedeno. Thank you, everybody who donated to the show tonight on Super Chat. People who hit me up on Patreon. You guys are great, man. Please keep it going. We got a big goal. The goal is 20K. Our goal is 20K. Secular Talk's goal is 25K. David Pakman's is 20K. My goal is 20K because I'm just as good as those guys, and I deserve it too. And we need to work for it. And we all need to form Votron as a collective unit, and we can do it. Are you with me? I sure hope you are. Shout out to my people in the chat room who keep holding it down for me. My moderators, Momo Pineno, Broken Carpenter, Iron Man Eyes, and everybody, once again, who called in, who made the show possible. You make it possible because your voice is Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday ain't about Tim Black. I just add a little flavor here and there. I keep the party going. I answer the calls. This is your show. Be here Tuesday as well. After the monologue, after I do the news, then I'm going to go to phone calls. So be here on True Tuesdays. True Tuesdays, Freedom Fridays, and every day in between. And for the record, so you can get ready, Josh Fox will be here Thursday. So give it up for Josh Fox. Everybody loves Josh Fox. He'll be here Thursday. To be announced who will be here Tuesday. But we know on Monday there's only one thing that's going on, and that's no sellout with my man H.A. Goodman and Tim Black. So that's it, guys. That's all I got. I'm out of gas, but I ain't out of energy. I love you. I'll see you next time. Until we talk again, hashtag stay strong, stand tall, hashtag don't you let nobody take your cornbread. And we're out. Periscope, I love you. YouTube, Stitcher, iTunes, Blog Talk Radio. Subscribe to this podcast. Go find me at TimBlackTV.com. Follow me everywhere. I'm everywhere you are because I am you. I am of you. I ain't no corporate stooge. I ain't no corporate puppet. I'm a real person with real thoughts, with a real audience, and we mean to keep it real. I'll see you on the next one.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. Truth. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
A cycling knife to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again.